What really makes for a good life? I mean, a truly happy one. It's a question we've all asked ourselves, probably more than once. And today, we're going to dig into what 85 years of science has to say about the answer.
So let me ask you that right now. What's the first thing that pops into your head? For most people, an answer comes to mind almost immediately. And you know what's wild? It's usually the exact same one.
Yep.
I mean, this quote just nails that mindset, doesn't it? But is it actually true? Is having a bigger bank account the real ticket to being happy in the long run? It's a powerful idea for sure, but the data, well, the data tells a very, very different story. Okay, so let's just tackle this head on. This idea that more money automatically equals more happiness is one of the biggest myths out there. And when you really start to look at the evidence, you see it's just not the whole picture. Not even close. You know, what we think will make us happy often doesn't work out the way we imagine. Take winning the lottery. It sounds like the ultimate dream, right? But studies on lottery winners show something fascinating. After that first big rush of joy wears off, many of them are no happier than they were before. Some even end up more miserable and totally isolated.
The lottery thing shows we're not great at predicting what'll make us happy. And that points to a huge problem for researchers. See, if we can't predict the future, how well can we actually remember the past? We can't just ask older folks to look back on their lives because our memory isn't like a video camera. It's more like a messy scrapbook. It's reconstructed and often pretty unreliable. So how in the world do you find the real answer? Well, you'd need a study that doesn't rely on faulty memories. You'd have to follow people through their entire lives, tracking them in real time, year after year. And believe it or not, that study actually exists. The Harvard study of adult development is the longest study of human life ever done. For over 85 years, it's followed people through everything. The Great Depression, World War II, even saw one of its participants become president of the United States all the way in today. It's an absolutely incredible picture of what it means to be human. And the scale of this thing is just massive. It started with two totally different groups, wealthy Harvard students and boys from some of Boston's poorest neighborhoods. And from there, it expanded to their spouses and kids, eventually including almost 3,000 people from every walk of life you can imagine. So, after all that time, all those interviews, health scans, and surveys, what did they actually find? Well, two core pillars of a good life emerged from all that data. Okay, so the first one probably won't surprise you at all. Taking care of your body is absolutely crucial. Diet, exercise, not smoking, all that stuff really does pay off. But the second finding, that was the big surprise. The single clearest message from all 85 years of research is this: good relationships are the foundation of a happy, healthy, and long life. But it gets even more interesting. The study went deeper than that. See, it's not just about having relationships. The data showed something way more specific. It's the quality of our connections that makes all the difference.
And the stakes here are so much higher than you'd think. Just look at this. The health risk of being chronically lonely is the same as smoking half a pack of cigarettes a day. It's the same as being obese. Let that sink in for a second. Feeling disconnected can be just as physically dangerous as smoking.
And we need to be really clear about what loneliness is. It's not about being alone. You can be perfectly happy by yourself. Loneliness is that feeling of being less connected than you want to be. You can feel profoundly lonely in a marriage, in a family, or even in a giant crowded room. This is exactly why quality is so much more important than quantity. The study found that being in a high-conflict marriage with very little affection can actually be worse for your physical health than getting a divorce. It's the warm, stable, supportive relationships that really, truly count. This might just be the most powerful finding from the entire study. Think about this. How satisfied someone was with their relationships in their 50s predicted how healthy they'd be 3 decades later at 80, better than their cholesterol levels did. Our emotional health is completely tied to our physical health. So, let's go back to the money question. Does it matter? Well, yes, but it's really complicated. Take a look. For pretty much everyone, earning more money up to about $100,000 a year does make you happier. But after that, things get weird. For the unhappiest people, more money does nothing. Their happiness just flatlines. But for people who were already happy, more money just kept making them happier. So what does this all mean for us, right here, right now? I think the biggest lesson from these 85 years of research is that a good life isn't something you find. It's not a destination you arrive at. It's something you build day by day, choice by choice.
You know, when the original participants were in their 80s, they were asked about their biggest regrets, and almost all of them, to a man, said they wished they'd spent less time at the office and more time with the people they loved. Nobody said, "I wish I'd worked harder to make more money." The current director of the study says we should think of our relationships like we think of physical fitness. They need a workout to stay strong. And it doesn't have to be some huge thing. It can be as simple as reaching out to a friend you haven't talked to in a while, or just putting your phone away during dinner so you can be fully there with your family. It's those small, consistent things that build a happy life. If you want to boil down 85 years of science and thousands of human lives into one single sentence, this is it. It's not wealth. It's not fame. It's not achievement. A good life is built on good relationships. Period. So for all the teachers, students, and educators out there, I want to leave you with this question, especially for those of you guiding our kids and learners. Knowing now that a good, happy life is built on connection, how will you choose to practice it in your own life, starting today?